So first we are going to the third topic, which is anatomy of dicot and monocot plants. So here we are going to see the anatomy of root of both dicot and monocot plants side by side. So here in dicot plants and monocot plants, first we will see about dicot plants and then we will discuss about monocot plants, the root anatomy of root. So here in dicot plants, they have root hair. So they have root hair and epidermis are present. The epidermis is the outermost layer, and after the epidermis some cells of parenchymatous, that is cortex. So cortex cells are parenchymatous cells, and after cortex there comes endodermis. So these it comprises of a single layer barrel shaped cells. Can you see? Barrel shaped cells, endodermis, and these have small intercellular spaces, very small intercellular spaces in the cortex, whereas endodermis they do not have that much spaces. Okay. And after endodermis there comes pericycle. So from this pericycle only lateral roots develop. These are generally root hairs, and lateral roots develop from pericycle, and also the vascular cambium develops from pericycle. This endodermis is composed of Casparian strips, which is made up of suberin. Okay, so it is a waxy layer and it is impermeable to water. It does not allow water inside. It is impermeable to water, and it selectively allows them, not fully. It contains a waxy layer called suberin, and this is very, very important. And after endodermis there comes pericycle, where lateral roots develop, and after that the center part is known as pith. In dicot plants the pith is small and it is inconspicuous, that we cannot see that pith clearly. And then comes the phloem, are the cells here, which are here the phloem and xylem are radially arranged, that is phloem xylem like that. So here phloem, these are the cells of phloem. And xylem, if we come to xylem, generally we already studied that in root it is exarch condition, where the protoxylem lies at the periphery. So protoxylem is at the periphery and metaxylem is at the inside. So this is exarch condition which are present only in roots. So can you see the cortex, endodermis and pericycle, pith, which you asked in that class? So these are the cells here. So coming to monocot root, the same kind of structure is also present in monocot root. The difference is some modifications here. The pith is large here. The central pith is large a little bit and it is well developed. And here in monocot roots, the xylem is polyarch condition, where here only very little bit xylem will be there, only 4, where there polyarch, more than 6 xylems and more than that will be appearing here, 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6. So the structure is similar to that, and these dicot roots perform secondary growth after maturation, but monocot roots do not. So this is the structure. Mostly these both are similar in every aspects. So next we will see about the stem, dicot stem and monocot stem. We will discuss about them. So after seeing about the anatomy of dicot root and monocot root, so now we are going to see the anatomy of dicot stem and monocot stem. Together we are going to see this. So here first we will see about the dicot stem. Inside it is arranged, the tissues are how it is arranged, we are going to see. So the first layer of the dicot stem is known as epidermis. Epidermis. Okay. And from epidermis some hairs will arise. Which
so it's called epidermis. So from epidermis hairs are coming, so that it is called epidermal hair.
Yeah, it is also called as trichomes.
Trichomes.
We have already discussed this. Trichomes are multicellular. We have already discussed about trichomes and root hair. Okay. Trichomes are arising from the stem, that is from the shoot, and root hairs are arised from roots.
Okay.
So this is also known as trichomes. Okay.
Trichomes. Yeah.
And epidermis, and now we are going to study this structure in detail here.
Okay.
Okay, so this is when we cut the stem, it will be looking like
From
this.
top.
Yes. So we are going to see a section of this one where this one comes like this. So this is the epidermis. So here it
Oh,
is
that
epidermis.
small, that part alone will be this.
Yes,
Okay,
we
when
are going to
see in a
yeah,
microscope. Okay.
we are going to study in detail about the structure. So here it is known as epidermis, and it
The
is
hair, that is called epidermal hair. That's the name.
epidermal hair. It is also known as trichomes.
Okay.
And in some plants, this epidermis can be covered by a waxy layer, which we have already studied. So waxy layer known as cuticle. Prevents transpiration. Yes, that cuticle which is impermeable to water. So after epidermis, there arises collenchyma here.
Collenchyma. Okay.
Collenchyma is a kind
The
of
first
tissue.
layer after below the epidermis.
Yes.
Okay, first layer.
So these are generally cortex cells. It is made up of collenchyma.
Okay, this.
Hypodermis, yes, it is hypodermis. It is known as hypodermis,
Okay.
and it is made up of collenchyma.
The next layer is occupied more space, a bit more space. That is parenchyma.
Yeah, here this one is parenchyma,
Okay.
and this is endodermis. This
Okay.
surrounding this one, and inside that it is pericycle. So pericycle is
Okay, this layer alone is
yeah, this up to this pericycle it is known as hypodermis.
Okay.
Okay, it is hypodermis.
So this endodermis is just surrounding the pericycle. Yeah, this chin.
Endodermis, no, it is not surrounding. It is just only this layer is known as.
Yeah, that's what
endodermis.
I'm saying. That's only surrounding.
No, only this one, not here.
Oh, not that. Okay.
So after endodermis, there comes a pericycle.
Okay, in this full epidermis itself, endodermis is only the smallest layer.
You
Thinnest
can.
layer.
These cells will be arranged. Even if you see in microscope, these will be big.
Okay.
So some cells will be in some plants the endodermis will be big. We cannot say that one. So after parenchyma cells, there comes endodermis. And after this, pericycle.
Then inside the outer layer. Okay.
So this endodermis is rich in starch grains.
Rich in starch grains. Okay.
So it will be having a starch content in them.
Starch.
Yes.
Okay.
And this collenchyma gives strength to plants.
Strength to plants. Okay.
Mechanical
The
strength, yes.
Okay.
Strength. Okay. And after that, there comes, after this pericycle, there comes phloem. This is phloem.
Okay. That transports food or water.
Food.
Food. Okay.
And after that phloem, cambium.
Cambium.
Here cambium is present because here in stem, actually in dicot plants the cambium will be present because these dicot plants will undergo secondary and tertiary growth. So therefore cambium will be present in them in between xylem and phloem. So the phloem and then xylem, and xylem is this one.
Okay. Xylem is to transport water, minerals.
Water and minerals.
Okay.
Yes. So xylem is this one, and this xylem we have already seen in stems the arrangement of protoxylem and metaxylem.
Yeah. Okay.
So protoxylem will be here
the small cells.
at the center. Protoxylem will be at the center and metaxylem towards the periphery. So this comes like this, like this. This is protoxylem, metaxylem. Can you understand? Here protoxylem is there, here metaxylem. Protoxylem will be here in all these cells, and metaxylem will be there in all these cells. So protoxylem, metaxylem. Can you understand? And after these two xylems, there comes pith. Pith is the central tissue.
So what is pith?
We have already studied about pith. Is this tissue is known as pith.
Okay. What is its use?
What is its use? No, it does not. It do not have any much importance in these plants. Like collenchyma, parenchyma tissue, it is also a tissue.
Okay.
Okay. So it is at the center, and it will have a gap like holes little bit. So this is the structure of dicot stem. So vascular bundles are generally phloem and xylem. Here vascular bundles, okay. And now we are going to see about monocot stem. So here also we are going to see transverse structure and a small portion here, okay. So this monocot stem also have the epidermis,
Okay.
and then hypodermis layers. Here hypodermis is made up of sclerenchyma cells. Sclerenchyma. Here hypodermis is made up of parenchyma
Parenchyma.
and everything. Here hypodermis is made up of sclerenchyma.
Okay.
And they have segregated vascular bundles. Like it will be
separated,
yes.
so separated. Okay. There will be not a bunch.
Like this it will not be. It will be round.
This it will be so congested. It will
round
be
in
so
structure.
separate. Okay.
Vascular bundles. And between the vascular bundles, the tissue is known as ground tissue. Between the vascular bundles.
Okay. In the center. Like that we saw, no? Okay.
Here the ground tissue will be here and everything between the vascular bundles.
Oh, between them. Okay.
Yes. And we are going to study one portion of them here. So the
So one
topmost
portion you
layer.
mean this thing, this one portion.
Yes.
Okay.
Topmost layer is hypodermis. And then topmost layer is epidermis, and then hypodermis made up of sclerenchyma cells.
So in that hypodermis is pericycle, endodermis.
Yeah, up to
parenchyma,
pericycle it is
parenchyma.
known as hypodermis.
These four are together
Hypodermis.
In this hypodermis only one layer. Okay.
It is made up of sclerenchyma cells. And then these are ground tissues.
Okay.
And vascular bundles are generally these are very small at the periphery and large at the center.
Okay.
While coming to center it will become big.
From small to big it will come.
Yes. So these are vascular bundles, and the outermost periphery is known as phloem, and inside it is known as xylem, and it also has some vacuole-like water holding substances.
Okay.
Okay.
It is so. Okay. It is so water.
Water containing
content is
cavities,
more.
very small.
Water content is more. In
No, not more. They have only small water containing cavities within the vascular bundles. They will be inside. Actually, this total is a vascular bundle with phloem and then xylem. They will be having a small cavities with water. Okay, so this is about monocot stem. They do not have cambium because these do not undergo secondary and tertiary structures. They do not have secondary and tertiary structures. So these plants do not have cambium. Only in dicot stem cambium is present.
Okay.
Okay, so this is about the anatomy of both dicot and monocot stem. So next we'll see about the dicot leaf structure, anatomy of dicot leaf and anatomy of monocot leaf. Okay. So after seeing the anatomy of dicot and monocot stem,
Okay.
so now we are going to see the anatomy of only
Dicot and monocot leaf.
only dicot leaf. So
Only
next
dicot
slide we will be seeing about monocot leaf. It is also similar to dicot leaf in many ways.
Dorsiventral leaf. It's also
It is also known as dorsiventral leaf. So why it is known as dorsiventral leaf, we'll be understanding it after some time. Okay. So this dicot leaf has three parts:
Okay. Epidermis,
mesophil, and vascular system. Mesophil is of two types. Mesophil is made mesophils are nothing but it contains chloroplasts in it, and it performs photosynthesis. So the tissue in which mesophil is made up of is parenchyma tissue. So this mesophil is of two types: palisade parenchyma and spongy parenchyma. Okay. And epidermis, mesophil, and vascular system. Vascular system is nothing but the xylem and phloem tissues. So now we are going to see about epidermis. And this epidermis is present is present on the upper surface of the leaf and the lower surface of the leaf. So the epidermis present in the upper surface of the leaf is known as adaxial epidermis.
Also known as upper surface.
Yes, adaxial epidermis
That is the actual scientific word we should use. Adaxial.
No, it is not scientific words. Adaxial means it is upper part, and abaxial means lower part.
That only you should use. This word only you should use, no? Or this.
No,
also
not like that and all. This is another word, and it is also known as.
Okay. Okay.
So upper surface, the epidermis which are present in the upper surface is known as adaxial epidermis, and lower surface, the epidermis present in the lower surface is known as abaxial epidermis.
It has more stomata in the lower surface because the transpiration. The sunlight will fall directly on the leaf, no?
No. The reason in upper surface will also be there, but it will be more in lower surface.
Yeah, that's what the reason.
Mainly in dicot leaf.
Okay.
In monocot leaf, it will be present in both sides equally. So we cannot say about with that category.
Okay.
With that criteria, we cannot say. So it is generally present more at the lower surface of the leaf, which is abaxial epidermis.
Okay.
And in there stomata is more. Okay. So in some plants there are no stomatas on upper surface also. So in some plants it is there.
In some plants, in a monocot leaf, it is present in both sides equally.
In all plants it is present both sides.
No, in both sides equally in monocot
Yes.
plants, yeah.
Now equally in the sense it will not be correctly in number. So
Somewhat
approximately
equally,
yes. And this vascular system is present in vascular system is nothing but the xylem and phloem, which is vascular bundles. It is present in veins and midrib because it is conducting water and minerals and food materials through them. So it is present in veins. They are mainly present in veins. So these vascular bundles, which are xylem and phloem, are surrounded by a thick walled bundle sheath cells. Sheath cells. Bundle sheath cells.
Okay.
The cells are known as bundle sheath cells. Okay. And mesophyll is nothing but the in between cells, in between upper epidermis and lower epidermis. What are the cells are there except vascular system? It is known as mesophyll cells. Okay. So here we are going to see the structure, which is the vertical structure of that leaf. If we cut like this, what are present we are going to
If
see.
you cut like this, it will be so thin, but we see in microscope like this. Okay.
Yes, in the electron microscope or it will be like this.
Okay.
And
It will be
here.
like this. Okay.
So when you cut the leaf like this, that structure, when you see in a microscope, it will be looking like this with this structure. This is the anatomy which we are seeing, the inside water cells are present. So here the upper epidermis is known as adaxial. This one is adaxial epidermis,
This is adaxial.
which is upper epidermis. And this one is lower epidermis, which is known as abaxial epidermis. These are lower epidermis, abaxial. And this we have seen that mesophyll is composed of mesophyll is composed of parenchymatous cells, and this mesophyll is divided into two, which is palisade parenchyma and spongy parenchyma.
So spongy is here and palisade is top.
Yes.
Okay.
So in these plants, the palisade parenchyma will be elongated, and they will not there will not be any intercellular spaces
So
in between
here
them.
it's like no.
Yeah, no intercellular spaces, and it will be connected. It will be connected and it will be elongated.
But in spongy division, there will be more intercellular spaces.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is known as palisade parenchyma,
Okay.
and it is mainly located in the adaxial side,
The
upper
topmost
side,
layer. Okay, topmost.
in dicot plants, dicot leaf. In the topmost,
Not topmost, near to the top.
there are only mesophyll located all together.
Okay.
So palisade and spongy is that it will be located towards the abaxial epidermis, that is downwards, and it will be having many intercellular spaces in between them.
Okay.
So these are round and these are spongy. Okay, and this is vascular bundle. So vascular system, where here this vascular bundle is surrounded by bundle sheath cells. So this is surrounded by bundle sheath cells. It is a layer of cells, and this vascular bundles contains this xylem and phloem.
Okay.
So this is vascular bundles.
So this is stomata.
Yes, that is stoma.
It will be
Stomata.
somewhere like this only. Yeah,
Yes,
like this.
yes.
In rare conditions, it will be like this, Okay. And top it will be small, like
No, in top no stomata will be there.
no,
No, only
not
one or two or few will be present
will be
in
present, yes.
dicot.
So it will be. It should take its whole length till here it should come. So it's present under the leaf. Okay, it's easy to come here.
Why it should come there?
No, this is so long way for stomata. It should be taking a big hole.
No, it will not be like the stomata will not be like whole.
Okay.
It will be like cells which we have already discussed. God cells. Can you understand? Only little bit hole will be there, but here there are no holes. Holes is the stomatal aperture you are saying, right?
Yeah.
It will be in between this holes.
Yeah.
It does not need these much big holes.
Okay.
It is the cavities, air cavities inside present inside this leaf. Okay. So this is the anatomy of dicot leaf, and next we are going to anatomy of monocot leaf. Okay. So now we are going to see the anatomy in monocot leaf. So this leaf is also known as isobilateral leaf.
Isobilateral. Okay.
Because the stomata is present on the both sides, it is known as isobilateral. In previously we saw about dicot
It will
leaf.
be present only one side.
Yes. So therefore it is known as dorsiventral leaf. So here it is isobilateral. It is present in both sides. Stomata are present on both sides of the epidermis. And here in dicot leaves, mesophyll were differentiated into palisade parenchyma and spongy parenchyma. But here the mesophyll is not differentiated into palisade and spongy parenchymas.
Okay. You said it in the last time itself. Okay.
So in grasses, for example, if you take grasses, so there the adaxial epidermis, which is the upper epidermis, along veins. In grasses, the veins are veins are there, right? Parallel venation.
Yeah, it will be so long.
Yes. So these veins are large, empty, and colorless cells. Those veins will be light white in color. Those veins alone will be.
For us, it will be seen like white color.
No, these do not have colors. That is colorless.
It will be. You said no white color, no only.
Yeah, it is colorless and.
When the light falls on it, it will seem nice white, like white color. Okay, yeah.
So these cells are known as bulliform cells.
Colorless cells are called as
Yes.
If any cell is colorless, it is called as bulliform cells. Or only in monocot leaf, it is called.
Only in monocot leaf and only in grasses and only in the upper epidermis. Okay. These along veins, large empty colorless cells are there.
Okay. Only in colorless cells in monocot leaf, only colorless cells are
Monocot leaves in grasses. Grasses is an example of monocot leaf.
So
in grasses, the upper epidermis have some colorless cells along their veins.
Okay.
Can you understand?
No,
Along
I am asking the question. That question you can understand.
Okay, sir.
See, if one cell is there that is colorless, can you call it as bulliform cell?
No.
Only in grasses and also in monocot leaf, in adaxial epidermis, that is only called as
Grasses, there are also some more examples, but we are seeing only about grasses. Only there, it will be present only in monocot leaf and it will be present only in the upper epidermis. Okay, so grass is an example, and there are some few examples also. Okay, can you understand?
Okay.
So these cells are known as bulliform cells, and so these are colorless cells, and they have a large empty. They are so large. Okay. So these cells, when they are turgid is nothing but when they contain water. These epidermal cells, generally stomata will have water in it, right, for transpiration. So when these cells have water, it is known as turgid cells.
Okay.
So when these bulliform cells, we will take example as grasses. So when these bulliform cells in grasses are full of water, the leaf will be exposed to light.
Okay.
It will be exposed. It will be like it will be enlarged and exposed. Okay, and if it is flaccid is nothing but they have a very little amount of water or no water. The cells will not have any
Two types
water.
of that.
Yeah.
One is more water, one is very little or no water.
Yes. So these flaccid cells
Curled.
yes.
It's curled. It's inside, not curled. I mean, it will be, if this will be large, enlarged like this. It will be. But in this, it will be curled like this.
Yeah, it will be like yes, correct. The leaf will be curled, yes,
Like
because
this
of
will
no
be curled.
water, or
Okay.
inside also it will be curled, outside also it will be curled. Okay, so this is about budiform cells, and this is the structure of which anatomical structure of monocot leaf. So this is adaxial epidermis, abaxial epidermis. Since it does not have spongy and palisade
it has
parenchyma
equal it has somewhat equal stomatas on top.
on top and bottom.
Okay.
So this is stoma. We'll take stoma, and this is also stoma.
The gaps are called as stoma.
Yeah, where stomata are
goes
present.
the gaps.
Where
Okay.
stomata are present, one stomata is known as stoma. And since these do not have palisade parenchyma and spongy parenchyma, so the mesophyll is not differentiated into them. So there are only one type of cells which are
Then
known
you
as,
mentioned the mesophyll here.
yes, it is not differentiated, but mesophyll cells are present.
Only mesophyll, it's not divided.
Yes.
Okay.
So these are known as mesophyll cells. And this is a vascular bundle where this is xylem and
Okay.
this is phloem.
Okay.
Okay, so this is generally about isobilateral leaf, that is monocot leaf.
Next we are going to the next topic.
Yes,
Okay, what is the topic?
that is vascular cambium. That topic
Vascular
is.
field. The last topic.
Yes.